Hi everyone, it's Diane. Again, I tell you, I don't care what time I go to do a video, somebody always calls. Always. So how y'all doing today? This is Friday for me. I'm recording for my video on Monday morning and continuing with our project Stamping A to Z, where I'm trying to use all my stamp sets, my Stampin' Up! Stamp sets that I have on my bookshelf. And I've started at one end in the A's, and I pulled a stamp set, and then from the last part of my bookshelf I pulled a stamp set, and I think this is the third week we're doing this. So from the beginning of our set we have a little lace today, and the end we have You're Inspiring, and they're both floral sets. So I could have cheated and like skipped over one and gone to the next, but I think I have a lot of flower sets, so I probably would have ended up with 2 floral sets anyway. And I did practice yesterday because I had promised we would do a fun fold, and I had to remember how to do this because I think the last time I did this angled gatefold card, I think I really made a mess of it. I already, actually, when I started to do my video before the phone call, I had already measured wrong anyway, so it's probably just as well that we're starting over again. You can do this card several different ways. I opted to use designer series paper or pattern paper on the front of my card because I want to use some of that up as well. You don't have to. You can just put a white panel on the front of your card and then stamp your images on there if you want. It will work just as well. It will be just as pretty. The card will stand up on its own. You don't have to have a belly band, but like I said, because I'm using pattern paper, I decided to do my stamping on a framelit die and add it to a belly band. And then that just helps hold the card closed. So I had started the video with this one with a little lace, so I already have my card base cut, so I'm going to go on to the other one so I can show the measurements again, and then we'll do a little lace as our second card today. So remember, if you're local and you're interested in joining our in-person stamping group where we make 3 cards and we meet once a month, we just make 3 cards, you can reach me at diane@bohostamper.com. If you have any questions or comments, please feel free to leave those in the comments section below. And if you like these, don't forget to hit that thumbs up. Yeah, that really helps. So we're going to start then with You're Inspiring. Let me move all this stuff aside. And I had 2 options for this card today. We're either going to use, I don't know which one I want to do. We're either going to use the daffodils with a black mat behind it, or we're going to use a daffodil paper with a white mat behind it. It doesn't matter. I need cards coming up, so I'm probably going to do them both, but not for this purpose. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see when we get that far. Let me give you some measurements. How's everybody doing? Hope you're all well. We're going to start with a piece of cardstock. That's 11 inches by 5.5. You're going to need a trimmer and a scoreboard and a pencil, because when we do fun fold cards, there's unfortunately some measuring that has to be done with some of this. And hopefully I'm going to do it right. I think, excuse me, I think I tried to lay my trimmer sideways last time so I could get more in the camera, and it made it confusing for me. So we're going to do it right side up. I'm not skilled enough to do these sideways. All right, so we have our 11 by 5.5. Then we'll need, I think I'm going to go with the black one. I don't know why. I just am. Why not? Right? Why not? So you need then your front panels, which will be, oh, where's my notes? Good Lord, don't lose my notes. Oh, and the cat's here. I'll tell you, we're almost at a give up point. 3 1/8 by 5 1/4. You'll need 2 of those. These are going to be on the front of your card. And then either white or your pattern paper. If you're stamping on your white, this is where you would put this. And this is 2 7/8 by 5. And because we're cutting these in smaller sizes than what our front will be, when we go to do our angle measurements will be the same on all 3 pieces, and it just kind of works. If you're going to make a belly band, I have, well, I don't know which one I'm going to use again here. So these are 1 1/4 by 11 for a belly band. And then the pattern paper that went inside was 1 inch by 10 3/4. I think I like it. I used a framelit die to cut out because this is where I want to put my stamped image. These were just the framelits label collection. I just took out the die and held it over my my image stamp to see which one was going to work and keep it the closest to the image. I didn't want to make it the full size of my card, so I tried to make it as small as possible and keep the whole image in there. So depending on whatever design you're using, that's going to determine how big you're going to make your front label, if that's what you're doing, if that's what you choose to do. Okay, so I think that's all of our measurements. I'll try to remember to review them as we go along here. Oh yeah, if I'm going to do the black, I better use a black base, right? Yeah. So this is crushed curry. So I have stuff for 2 of these cards. All right. So we have our 11 by 5 1/2. And we have to score in from each end at 3 3/8. Did I leave myself enough room here? Possibly. 3 and 1 2 3/8 and score, not cut. And then I'm just going to flip my paper around and do the same thing from the other end. 3 and 1 2 3/8 score. All right, now we need to do a little bit of measuring. We're going to come down on each side 1 3/4 inches, and this is with our long 11-inch piece across the top. Okay, let's move both of those so I don't end up cutting my paper by accident. 1 3/4 inches, and can I see on here? Not at all. One and, oh my goodness, I really don't see. I guess it's right about there. And the same thing over here. Okay, so we'll come down 1 3/4 inches on each side. Now we need to move in 1 inch. So if you put your 5 1/2 inch side of your cardstock along the top of the scoreboard or trimmer, whatever you're using, and come in 1 inch. Hope I can see my pencil marks when I go to cut here. Okay. Oh, sorry. Hit the table. Now we need to trim this from the 1 inch mark to that 1 3/4 inch mark. So it's going to be a diagonal cut, and you get each of those little marks into the track. And cut. And then we're going to go from that 1 3/4 inch mark over to our score line. Hope you can see, I got to tilt the paper so far that it goes clear down to the almost the end of my trimmer. All right, now we're going to do the same on the other side. We have to cut from that 1 inch to the 1 3/4 inch dot. Can you hear those cats running around? They sound like a herd of elephants. They get running through here sometimes, and they're hilarious. Until they knock something over, and then it's not hilarious. All right, now from our 1 3/4 inch mark over to the score line again. Okay, so maybe working with black paper wasn't my smartest move. It would have been way easier to see it on white. And that's what we have. Okay, so let's cut our angles for the other paper while we're at it. Keep in mind, if you're using a directional pattern, like my flowers are all facing up, make sure when you go to cut it that you look for that direction, and make sure the second one we're doing, there's birds on there, and the DSP, the designer series paper, the birds are every direction on it, but when I cut out my little rectangles, it just so happened on a couple of them that the birds were sideways, and that didn't look very nice, so I had to recut them. Okay, and the easiest way I found to do this, we have a left side and a right side. Put your papers together. But just like when you're sewing, you put your right sides together. Okay, so we're going to do that when we go to trim. That way we only have to measure on one. And where to put my pencil? So again, we're going to come down 1 3/4 inches. Although it will be a little hard to see, huh? If I put my right side. How did I do that when I was making my sample? 1 3/4. I hope my head's not in the way. And then we need to come over 1 inch. So when I trim this, actually, it's going to be this side. So I put them together. I guess I could do it that way. Yeah, that'll work. Just make sure that your design is on the outside or the inside. Don't want to do them together this way because then they're both going to be facing the same way. So make sure your papers are opposite. Does that make sense? Okay. That's how I did it before. All right, so I have my 1 inch dot down here, which you can't hardly see. And where's my 1 3/4? I can't see it at all. Where did that go? Is that it? Oh, that's it. Okay. I see it. I see it. What was it? There and there. All right, 1 inch to the 1 3/4, and then the 1 3/4 over to the corner. Ooh, shift it a little. To the corner. And then the little black panels, the same thing. 1 3/4. And on the short side, 1 inch. And let's cut both of these. We're going to go from kitty cat hairs, 1 to the 1 3/4 inch dot. Cut that diagonal off. I can't remember what I told you this time and what I said in when I attempted my video the first time. So I would love to thank the person who I learned how to do this card from, but I watched so many different videos and looked at so many instructions to make sure I knew what I was doing that just thanks to all you ladies out there and gents who have done this angled gatefold card and shared your instructions, because it took all of you to make me understand. Am I done with this? I think I am. All right, so I think you're all right with measuring. And now you've done it 3 times, you probably have the measurements memorized. Sorry about the crinkly too. I put down a new brown paper because I had, what did I have? Perfect Pearls, I think, all over on my old one. Sorry, I was thinking. Okay, so we can fold this over. I see a little pencil mark there I need to erase. And fold this side in. Oh, there's one there too, I think. Okay. And give them a good crease. All right, I got to get a move on here if I'm going to do both of these, right? Well, now that's not going to work, so maybe I should have used the crushed curry. Am I being really an idiot? See, I had the other one all planned out. This one I just didn't know what I wanted to use. Oh, that might work, huh? Oh, that's my insert. Don't use that. Good Lord. That goes inside. Oh, maybe I should use white then to go with that. All right. Oh, good. I get to measure one more time. Save these for the other ones. Like I said, I have a bunch of cards that I need coming up here in January. Today, actually, I had is my son and daughter-in-law's anniversary. 1 3/4 and 1 inch. So happy anniversary to them. So they're my first card in January. And I have another friend whose anniversary is this month. And my hubby's birthday will be coming up. Oh no, actually theirs was the second card because the lady that I help, the teacher that I help in the Sunday school class, she already had her birthday. So I did already do a card. I forgot. Let's see if the white looks better. Now I should be done with that little bugger. All right. Probably because then my, yeah, the white will be better because then my design's going to be on here too. The design for this card will be vertical as opposed to the other one, which is a horizontal picture, only because that is what way works best with the flowers. So let's layer up our pattern paper onto the mat. Trying to keep an even border all the way around. And we can do the second side. Yeah, so I kind of did a rough count this morning, and I think I have close to like 300 sets of stamps here that we're going to try to get in this year. And that is excluding holiday specific sets. You know, like some stamp sets, like especially Valentine's Day, those sets can be used for anniversaries and things like that. But things that are maybe Halloween or Christmas specific, I keep those aside in a different box anyway. Because I'm only pulling them out once a year, so there's no sense in having them take up the space where I could be adding new stamp sets. Sorry, if I already told you this, I'm going to say it again. I did order one new set from, I'm going to open this up so that I can see my edges easier, from the new Stampin' Up! Catalog. And I am ordering it because it is a curvy set. You know, I like my curved edges, and I almost actually made one today. We almost did a curvy edge, but like I said, I remembered I had promised a fun fold, so I wanted to stick with that. And yeah, I have a curvy edge die that I got from the Spellbinders clearance sale. So depending on if my Stampin' Up! One comes, or if not, we'll use this one, I think, maybe next week and do a curved border. And see, it's really not hard. I tend to make this Gatefold card way harder than it needs to be. So then we have our belly band here. And I'm going to take that. Sorry, did I just hit you in the head with that? Designer series paper. And I'm going to center it in the middle of my belly band. And I didn't say where to score this belly band because it almost works better if we wrap it around the card. So if I just hold it on the front of my card and make my score marks this way, I'm not going to get it too tight or too loose. I think it ended up being about, I think I jotted it down. Maybe not. I think it was like 3 3/4 or 3 1/4, something just under. Okay, so we have that. Now we can stamp our image. Oh, I have all my blocks out of here because I'm trying to get ready for, I need my big one. I'm trying to get ready for the stamp class. So half my blocks are over there. Oh, it's not going to fit. Where's my big one? Okay, and I think, yeah, these were the ones where if you put the backing on them, they didn't stick to the acrylic blocks. Stampin' Up! Did have a design that wasn't really the best. So I didn't put all the stickers on the back of my stamps. I'm going to stamp this in basic gray. Just again, you know, I've said sometimes I think black is too harsh. If you like it in a nice bold black, feel free. Basic gray is pretty dark. You know, it's dark enough to get my image. Hold that on there for a second and let that ink go into the paper. Ta-da! Yay! Oh, come here, little chamois. I don't even remember on my sample. Did I put a reading on that? I don't think I did. Because this is going to take a minute to color. I'm going to try to do this rather quickly. I'm just using markers. I didn't want to take the time to do a bunch of shade. I wasn't looking to get it all You know, alcohol ink shaded and stuff like that anyway. So, are you kidding me? I was going to say, is somebody calling again? Good Lord. So this one is Daffodil Delight. Well, I guess I should be doing the whole petal with that. I think the crushed curry is going to be a little bit deeper yellow. But you should make your designs the way you want them. If you want to use your alcohol markers, absolutely feel free. And that's not the design that I was going for with these cards. I like the little markers. I like how they match my paper perfect. Oh yeah, and then I think I do have a free stamp set coming when I ordered that too, because it's their celebration right now. And there was a cute little, I think it was carrots. I just thought with Easter coming, the carrots might be a very pretty card, or yeah, stamp set to make cards. Let's see if this is going to be darker. Should be a little bit. Just add a little bit of contrasting yellow in there. Get our leaves done and put this little baby together. I don't know if I had set, see, that's why it's horrible when I have to start my, and if I'd hit pause, it's part of my fault. I accidentally hit stop instead of pause when I got my phone call. I could have just started it back up again. But now I don't remember what I had said earlier. So, anywho. Using, I think the darker one. Oh, yeah. Hit the like and subscribe buttons down there. Help other people find my channel. I think I will use some of the mint macaron. This evening evergreen is pretty dark. I didn't realize it was going to be this dark. Sorry, I was holding my breath. That was a pretty narrow line. Figure out which one is the leaf. Really, I kind of need to get this done today too. I'm gonna make this is hard figuring out which ones are in the back, which ones are in the foreground. I need to go make icing. I'm working on that shower cake for my girlfriend. And I did the cakes yesterday because she wanted a naked cake, or you know, they have very small amounts of icing on them on the outside. The sweetness mostly comes from the icing on the inside, you know, on the in between the layers of the cake. So I did them. I baked yesterday, and then today I have to ice. Well, I don't know if those two colors are going to work together. Maybe if I wouldn't have picked up pool party, and I would have picked up my mint macaron. Pool party's for the other card. Goofball. Yeah, it looks greener. Yeah. Also looks a little dry. Trying to think if there's anything exciting that's gone on. Not really. Already starting to feel better here, thank goodness. Just ready for everyone to get back to being themselves, being normal. I'm sorry, I know watching coloring is not the most fun thing to do. The other one went, I think, a little bit quicker. And I thought about actually coloring that one ahead of time, so I'd have it ready. But I thought I was doing it first. Like, no, you can't do that. You got to kind of show what you're doing. Now I probably could have. Alrighty. And that'll be it. I think we're just going to do happy birthday on this one. As I said, I'm going to need some birthday cards coming up here. And I think I'm just going to do that in my basic gray since we have a black background. And sometimes when I stamp my greetings in the yellows, they don't always stand out very well for me. When you stamp your inside on this, make sure that you have it down a little bit on your insert, because remember that top part of the insert panel is going to be exposed when the card's closed. Hey, I didn't get that too crooked. I was afraid I'd have it wonky. And then wrap this around. Ooh, that came out kind of fast. Line that up. Give that a second to dry. And then I'm going to put some dimensionals on my stamped image, but am I? No, I'm not. I'm not going to make it. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to glue it onto my belly band, but remember that we only want to put adhesive across the middle, not the top and the bottom, because then it's going to stick to your card. Line this up on the center of our belly band. And there's our first one. Now, let's get this through the second one quickly. Ooh, that already took 37 minutes. Can I do it? Can I do it? I try to keep it under an hour. All right, so as I said, I already had this base cut. This was fresh Freesia. And I went from my 1 3/4 inch mark and my 1 inch mark on the bottom. And then, let me get my measurements out here. Our layers were 3 1/8 by 5 1/4, 2 7/8 by 5 inches. And we're going to do the same thing again. One more time. Get her done. And we're coming down 1 3/4 inches. No, you stay down there and let me get this done. 1 3/4. Ooh, Birdie's just going to make it. And coming in 1 inch on the bottom. And where's my white panel? 1 3/4. And 1 inch. Hey, no. You end up stopping the recording and then we'll really be a mess. Oh, not the computer. Not on the computer. Okay, cutting from the 1 inch to the 1 3/4 inch dot. And then from the 1 3/4 inch dot to the top corner of our panel. And erase my, although this side doesn't matter because I can put it face down, I think. And remember, right side's out. 1 inch dot. Well, I'm going to cut a little bit of his beak off. Sorry, Birdie. Sorry. All right. Am I done with this? I think I am. And we have our 1 1/4 inch strip of cardstock and the 1 inch strip of pattern paper. other brown paper didn't seem as crinkly. Was it just because I had it broken in? Was it used and abused so it was quiet? Oh, my finger. I'm better off if I line it up with the straight side. And then we can fold these in. And add our, you know what, I don't have a very good point on this one. I must have, there we go. You know, I'm thinking I didn't trim that white paper the right size. It seems bigger. Actually, I'm going to trim a hair off of that top. I probably had it off by 1/8 of an inch or something when I did it. And 1/8 of an inch can make a huge difference. And because I didn't double check them, that's better. And it seems to be off just a hair. Actually, it was, because look at my paper right there. Can I trim that? Can she do it? Oh. You're seeing all my fixing up secrets. I want to cut the white. Here it is. I had to have cut those white panels wrong. Had to have. Oh, see, now I'm feeling rushed because I took too long. Always terrible. I know that's always a dilemma when I'm doing 2 cards. Add a little more adhesive because I think I unstuck a lot of that. All right, that'll work. And then, oh, how fast can she color? Oh my goodness. Such a cute little design too. And is she concentrating deeply? Yes. Oh, come on, get back in there. I don't want to lose you. Thank you. That one, and I'm doing, you mean everything to me. Actually, you know what? I want another birthday card because I know I'm going to need birthday cards coming up. So I'm just going to use that same happy birthday that we just had out of Your Inspiring. Keeping it low. Oh, that one I did get crooked. That's all right. I'll show you how to fix that, just in case you've never seen me fix my boo-boos before when I stamp crooked. Don't throw your cardstock away. You can always flip it over and do the other side, but I also found that it's just as easy to trim it up straight. The only thing you have to remember when you do this is, if you're straightening up your insert, do all 4 sides. So now I have my font straight. Now I got to do all 4 sides or your paper is going to be wonky. And I'm just lining up as close to my track and my trimmer as I can with the paper. And look at that, we straightened it out. I mean, it doesn't have to be 4 by 5 1/4. It's not a law. You can make it as big. You could have cut out another one of these panels and put it on the inside even. Okay. I'm going to color in this little, no, let's get the right colors. I wanted fresh Freesia and my Granny Apple Green and what is this anyways? Petal Pink, that's right. Petal Pink. All right. Oh, and I need a little bit of yellow for the flower centers. Such a cute little flower design. I love it. I have to check my calendar too. I have a feeling somebody's birthday's coming up that I'm not remembering. That's why I said I was going to just do this one as a birthday card as well. And like, I mean like right away, like in 2 days or something. And I'm trying to be really good about, well, I did all right last year. I think I got everybody's. I don't think I missed anyone. Now the kids' anniversary card, I didn't get it made in time to drop it in the mail so that it would have got there in time for their anniversary, but my husband sees my son, so I just asked him to hand it to him. Oh, listen to those little kids. Thankfully pretty rough sometimes for kitty cats. I never really know if they're just playing all the time. Sometimes I have to tell them to settle down because I'm afraid it's going to turn into a cat fight. Don't want that. Hey, kitty kitties! What are you doing? Pussycats! Oh, I skipped one. I don't know if you can hear them. They sound like they're getting pretty rough. Watch, I'll go out and there'll be fur flying everywhere. Let's do the insides of these with the Petal Pink. And we'll do the outside part with some Pool Party. Not the mint macaron. Boy, those two look a lot alike. Since our paper has the birdies in blue. And then we can get this one put together. This one much quicker, but I really only had the card base cut out. I think this image was much easier to color too. The other one took me a minute there. All right, let's fold this around our center. Get that lined up. Pretty straight there. All right. Glue it down. Needs a little bit of a crease. This paper seems thicker than the other. I don't know why. They're both Stampin' Up's cardstock. Sometimes I think that is the case, though. I think I have noticed some of my cardstock doesn't seem quite as thick as others. I don't know why. The colored cardstock, not. I know my white and vanilla you can get in just plain or thick, and I mean the colored stuff. Some of it seems heavier. And then this again, I'm going to put adhesive just through the middle. On my centered on my belly band. Listen to those kids, my goodness. Oreo, Ella. Oh, maybe Ella will go back with her dad when he gets here this afternoon then. And there's the second one. How about it? There are 2 cards from, oh goodness, You're Inspiring, and a little lace. A little lace really is a pretty set. I like that. It had coordinating dies that went with it too. And then next week, we're going to use, oh, what's up? Always in my heart. Oh, look at that. Oh, and see, I made an anniversary card today. But we could do this for a Valentine. And Wonderful Romance. So those are next week's. And there we are. Y'all have a wonderful week. Thanks for being with me today and sticking out through my my coloring, because I know that's boring sometimes. I'm sorry. And I'll try, if I have coloring like that, I'll try to have a little bit of it done ahead of time next week. And you guys just have a lovely week. Thanks for being with me. Bye.